One of the barriers to seeking help for OCD is that often our intrusive thoughts can be very dark and we can feel a lot of shame around them. So if it's something like contamination or checking the door, can be embarrassing to talk to a clinician about those, but especially when it comes to the really dark stuff. So we might have intrusive thoughts about hurting other people, around hurting our families, hurting children, killing ourselves, leaving people alone, those kind of things. Those can be really shameful, and it can be really hard to talk about those. Now, one of the benefits of coming to a specialist service like ours is that we've heard it all before. So while I don't like to overpromise and say there's no way that you could shock me or tell me something that I've never heard before, it's generally very unlikely, because this is the kind of stuff we deal with day in, day out. The other thing I'd say that's really helpful to overcoming that barrier, if that is something you're struggling with, is that when you're working with us, you don't have to tell us explicitly what the intrusive thoughts are. Generally is helpful if you tell your therapist at some point, but certainly if they're a good OCD therapist, there won't be an expectation that you will go in on day one and reveal all of your really horrible intrusive thoughts, because even just walking through the door may have been completely terrifying. And so if they're good, they'll give you the space, they'll give you the time to get comfortable with them, to learn more about OCD, to see that you're in a very accepting, non-judgmental space before you talk about it. And it may be that a lot of the therapy can be done without talking about it as well, although there are great gains in when you finally get it off your chest. So if you are struggling with those kind of intrusive thoughts that you really don't want to tell anyone about, then I'd advise find a specialist service that's going to really understand that, and two, negotiate with your therapist as to when or if you're going to talk about them, or explicitly that you're not going to talk about them for a certain period, or maybe at all. Hopefully that helps, and would love to see you in another video.